Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Godhood, where today we are trying to plumb the depths of the final island. We gotta see what is at the end of this. I'm hoping that it's gonna be an encounter kind of like the old city where we can get a huge boost to our religion size, because otherwise I don't know how we're gonna hit the threshold to actually win. And maybe there's an alternate win condition. Maybe whatever's at the top of this, you win the game if you beat it. I don't know. Let's try to make some progress here. So we have 17 turns before the next group of initiates shows up. We don't need to stress too much about these folklores. I think what we're probably trying to do is just get through this. So we have a ton of nature enemies to deal with. It's a little unfortunate. Well, we'll just have to brute force through them. We don't have the right typing to deal with them, unfortunately. Alright, so let's figure out how we want to set our people up. First of all, Isma needs to get a miracle on, and it's going to be charisma, right? The sensual touch scales off of cunning rather than charisma. I guess actually so does alluring body. Maybe we want it to be a cunning miracle instead. What is your cunning right now? 13? You know, honestly, a cunning miracle would probably put Isma in a place where any battle with Isma in it is going to have us going first. Or is our hunting miracle is upgraded, isn't it? Yes, we're all set here. We don't have a relic. We could grab one of the charisma miracles. Like at this point, the offering cost for moving relics around is pretty much 0. Okay, and then we'll do that. Isma can go and have a hunting miracle. And then, what do we need other people to do? We can get Marathu back to ecstatic, I believe, right? Yeah, the debuff for being, the debuff for the Bloodied Hands wore off long ago. Do we want to make another one of those relics, actually? I mean, it wasn't great. Yeah, I guess I'm not going to stress about it. It doesn't... Maybe there's a chance to get better relics, but it just doesn't seem great for now. And then, who else could we reasonably push up to the next threshold? Pushing people up to ecstatic really requires them to be in the campfire almost 100% of the time. It's, like, not super viable. Oh, interesting. Ansi has 20 points now just from our virtues. We can try to push Ansi up, with her resting point being 20. That's not too hard. Hey, you know what? Let's give it a shot. And next turn we'll be able to hit the War Raid, which will be cool. Okay, so... do we want to try to do this right now, or do we want to wait a little bit? If we go at this right now, we're going to bring, like, Marathu. And then if we do that... we don't want to bring a Nature Disciple. We could do, like, CPAC and Nay, maybe? We should probably start sun-sharding people, especially, like, the newer people. These later generation hires are going to be so powerful. We need to get a sun-shard on Akola, for sure. But basically, do I think we have any chance of doing this right now? It does look like it's going to be pretty difficult just in terms of raw numbers. Certainly don't want to use a Nature Disciple. Okay, they are using abilities that actually plant Clouded Thoughts, which means that their Punish the Feeble will be useful. Entangle, when another ally uses a weird ability, and that is weird. These guys are definitely better built as a team. This might be a little too difficult for us right now. What about this one? This does link to that node, right? This is a little bit more straightforward. Okay, Nightmare is weird, so it will trigger spell combo. I'm going to hope that this Entangle only attacks directly across like the normal Entangle. So we could try... what will we run here? They have really good type coverage. Like, Dark is an extremely good type here. And then... CPAC is great. This is not a physical ability, yeah. Okay. So if CPAC's physical abilities got locked, we would still have access to Intimidate, which is the good one. And then I would love to play a Nature Disciple here. Oh, no, they do have Dazes. Yeah, I'd love to play a Nature Disciple here, but I don't know that it's safe with this top Rainmaker. So who could we play instead? We could play a Hecatl, maybe? Maybe swap these two so that Hecatl can concuss the Weaver. This doesn't give us the totally most optimal moves here. We don't have any life abilities. If I run Nay, Nay's gonna get messed up pretty badly by the ancestral enemy. Yeah, it's probably not a good idea. It is worth noting that Concussion's not actually ancestral, and so it won't get the damage bonus. But Blind Strike totally will, and Nay will leap in front of the Blind Strikes intentionally. If we play... Right now, they aren't getting bonus damage against us with any of their attacks, but if we put any of our other people in, we're opening up a bonus damage avenue. Let's give this a try. I think this looks like it'll be a little bit easier. I'm a little worried about their overall power level. We only have one actual type advantage here, but we do have some free attacks at the beginning of the fight, and yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can pull that off. And then we're definitely going to Sun Shard some people, and we're going to refine our strategy a little bit here. We got to remember when we use the Sun Shard to use it on the rightmost ability slots. Okay, maybe not the optimal target for the early rend. I do like to see that that stun go off right away, though. That's going to make our lives a lot easier. Because now we're not going to suffer the days at all. Jesus, 30 damage. Okay, I need you guys to come through at least as hard as you came through on that last round. It looks like we're going to get it, though. Our damage output is sufficient. CPAC is really powerful. Yeah, honestly, CPAC might be our best character at this point. Alright. Still we languish in exotic obscurity. And for some reason, the passage of time is paused. Yeah, go ahead and finish your jobs, everybody. Okay, we got a wondrous miracle. Isma returned with 3 fat swine. How could Isma have managed such a bountiful hunt? We're definitely taking the wondrous miracle. I do not need offerings. So 4 cunning, 3 might, 1 charisma, 1 knowledge. Not too bad. And alluring body, which I think is actually the best possible ability for us. Because it'll apply the infatuated debuff on multiple people, which is really great. And the next person who's ready to perform a miracle can perform a war raid. So, let's talk about the Sun Shards. You need to go and get some ability points. Do we want to do an ability point move on anybody else right this moment? We could maybe rebalance CPAC a little bit. Just get more copies of Intimidate. I was thinking just because it's the only ability that's violent. Yeah, and CPAC plays well with Nature and Dark and Life Disciples. It's just really, really a great character. And only 35. We're not going to start to see stat reduction for quite a while. Yeah, God, look at that. 57 to 61 base damage on the highest version of Intimidate. That's pretty cool. I think we're going to put CPAC in the Sun Shard thing as well. I know that I was going to... I kept saying, oh, we can only do one person at a time. Never mind. We'll do that next turn. I did say, I believe, that I wanted to try to save those for the people who were going latest. Or the people who are coming in last with the biggest stat bonuses. But CPAC is so powerful. Who else? You know what? CPAC has the Prophet's Bloodline. We might be able to get you up to ecstatic. Yeah, Prophet's Bloodline plus glad that lust is a virtue, so he's also resting at 20. Okay, so we got people doing a thing. We have unlocked. Oh yeah, okay. There's a win the game node. So you are not intended to win by getting your religion to max level at this point in the game, or to level 10 rather, because it's not the max. Nature Soul and Nature Soul. This seems horrible. This seems like it really kicks you in the face. An interesting group of challenges. With a Beast Walker 18 at the end. That's pretty savage. So how would we want to manage this? Obviously, some Dark Disciples would be nice for this part. And in fact, Dark Disciples will be good for the whole thing, because they don't have any Life Disciples. So, at the beginning, we're not going to want to use Nay for the other two, so we could play Nay here. Go like Nay, Maratu, and basically anybody except Akola. Then for the second round, we would definitely want our own Nature Disciple in. And we might even just do like. Unfortunately, we can't scout ahead on their attractions, so we have no idea if Isma's actually going to be valuable in this second battle. But if Isma is valuable in the second battle, that's pretty great, right? And then for the last one, we want Akola and Maratu again. This looks maybe doable. So right now, let's say we would do like this. And then probably CPAC, right? I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm just trying to figure this out so that I know who needs to be in good shape when we go for this. For the second round, it's Isma, Ansi, CPAC, maybe? Or no, sorry, Isma, Ansi, and Maratu, and then for the final round, we're probably doing Akola, Maratu, and I don't know, Ansi or something. That seems pretty doable. I don't think we're ready for it quite yet. And we gotta remember Maratu's losing stats all the time, so that's dangerous. But we really do want to get Akola maxed up a little bit before we go after that. So, like, what is still of value to us? What else do we need? If we could get another good relic, that would be cool, but this relic is a extremely non-trivial. What about this one over here? Could we do this? If we went CPAC, Maratu's a really bad idea. Double Life Disciple. Actually, okay, no, they do have one life ability, and it would always hit. What else do we want here? So you play well with everybody. Akola would be really nice here, and maybe this is a thing we want to wait on, but Akola does just have the raw stats to maybe get the job done. 10 to 12, 16 to 18. Maybe we do want to wait. We did this and then we ran like... Ehekatl is injured right now and probably not a good idea to put in, even though we can, despite the fact that we shouldn't be able to. I'm trying to remember what the problem we had here was. I mean, obviously their damage output is an issue. That kind of makes me want to run Ehekatl because of the damage bonus, but we actually don't have a lot of ancestral abilities on Ehekatl. Yeah, and we really want divine damage or, okay, all of your stuff actually is divine. We really want divine and ancestral damage here. All of your stuff is actually ancestral. So Ehekatl wouldn't help that much, I guess is my point. Maybe we just run Ansi because Ansi's stats are really good. And that gives us Wild Envoy and Nature Soul follow-ups. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Are you... Okay, you have one copy of the ability that is violent. Honestly, Ansi is maybe a Sun Shard recipient as well. I think there's at least some chance we could pull this off. I know that our devotion is a little questionable, and that's going to lead to us taking a lot of damage here. And we don't have a devotion buffer anymore, because I went Lust Priest instead. Oh, interesting. Not attracted to anyone. That's a dangerous trait. We got to keep an eye on people who are ace. All right. We might be able to pull this off. I'm not super confident. But the relic is one of the few things we could still get that would be useful. Jesus Christ. Maybe we'll be okay, I don't know. That was very impressive, is what that was. What a showing. And Akola does need more miracles. Okay, well done, everybody. So we do have somebody ecstatic. We'll keep using an ecstatic person to bless a relic until we have some idea that it might be useful to do otherwise. We got a Bead of Insight, plus 25% knowledge. Not super helpful, actually. Okay, we got some ability points here. Ehekatl and Nay are coming down from their high. Let's fix that. And let's talk to Akola. Do we just want to run 2 copies of Smite over the rightmost in forces? I think that's probably right. Yeah, that gives us good scaling divine abilities with the Violent tag. Okay. Now here's one thing I don't know, and I'm not even sure if there's a good way to know it. Smite talks about doing bonus damage to enemies who have sinful abilities on their mind. We know that peace, we find peace to be sinful, which I'm guessing means that abilities that are tagged with kind are considered sinful. But when we gained Lust as a commandment, did it also become the case that peaceful abilities were sinful? Or it should probably represent that information to you more clearly, right? Again, it's very early access. I'm not going to stress about it too much, but that's something they should definitely clear up. So what do we want to have a last person do? This is the thing where we send somebody to the sun shards, right? Is it going to be CPAC? Just CPAC gaining 2 more copies of Intimidate, because Intimidate is completely insane. I think it is. I think that's exactly what's happening. Okay. So who gets the knowledge thing? We should probably equip that on somebody, right? So knowledge is crit chance for morale abilities, right? Is that correct? Knowledge. Yes. Also, defy chance. I would say that CPAC is the one if CPAC wasn't getting way more benefit from plus 25% charisma. So maybe that's an ISMA thing? Yeah, that seems reasonable. And again, we don't have to be careful with equipment or anything anymore, because we have effectively infinite offerings. Ehekatl is still recovering. We should probably chill until Ehekatl is back. But we don't really need very much else. To the point where I wonder if we should just, take it real easy. Stop fighting stuff. We could try this with the same squad we just ran, I suppose. Do CPAC, Ansi, and Akola. Akola's even more effective now than he was a moment ago. If we take significant damage here, obviously I'm putting myself in a place where we're going to maybe need more rest. I don't know that we're ready for the final node in any case, though. Maybe we want to get some more miracle charges. I don't know. So let's see. You could stun your direct-across opponent. You don't have a ton of ancestral damage. Would him getting stunned be okay? I'm looking for tags here. Okay, so this one's tagged with kind. It might be the case that this person is considered to have a sinful ability on their mind. But I think it is Akola. I think Akola is the one who we can most afford to have stunned. So let's go for it. If we do end up waiting for another initiate cycle, obviously the cunning folklore would be really nice to have. Wow, that was... the first round hasn't started yet. CPAC, my friend, you are too powerful. You are too good at your job. And then it's just the same squad for this one, right? Here we have to think about... not much else, right? CPAC's going to be less effective in terms of, like, Smite's never going to get the bonus damage, but we're still going to get a large amount of Divine-typed damage, which is good. Positioning doesn't seem to matter at all at this point. Yeah, it's just start the sacrament. So nobody has any sinful abilities. This is just mash our dudes into their 163 health and see if we get there. We get to trade Intimidates at the beginning, which is not totally ideal. Oh, we didn't do Intimidate. Uh-oh. Intimidate's his big move. Never mind, doesn't matter. We rolled Agile Claw, too. Isn't Agile Claw the violent one? Like, Ansi was going to do a lot of damage there. Alright, so CPAC probably has to take a little bit of a rest, but we get some pretty significant benefit there. And Aquila is ready for another miracle. Alright, so Aquila wants to go to the farm. Right, we're just like very might focused. Yeah. Alright. Aquila, my friend. It is time once more. And what else needs doing? I mean, let's get CPAC's stuff assigned here. So I think we're just taking 2 copies of Intimidate. I always want Intimidate to be the ability that is used. 25 to 27 versus 34 to 36, but also has the violent tag. Yeah. And then... we have 3 Sun Shards left. Do I want to reassign... yeah, you know what? Ansi is probably a good target for a little reassignment, because we could get more copies of Agile Claw out there. We're a little... so the problem is Agile Claw scales off of Cunning, and I have not upped her Cunning as much as I could. But I guess replacing Claw... yeah, okay. Claw to Agile Claw is a straight upgrade. So... Ansi... you get one of these. And I would love to have her final miracle be a War Rage miracle. And then... what else do we need? We just need to keep making people happy, I guess. Push CPAC up another 10 faith. And we don't really have anything of great import to do now, right? Like, I think I want to let people rest a little bit. So I think we can actually just try this. So we don't want to do anything super hard. We could knock out one of these. Have, like, Isma, Ansi, and just somebody. Probably not a Hecatl. I'm thinking, like, somebody who needs a miracle charge. Which I guess is nobody at this point. Yeah, it sort of doesn't matter who the other person is. Let's see. You want a Nature Disciple around, and you have one. Nay likes to follow up on nature abilities. Yeah, sure. That'll work. Do we care about positioning on this one? I don't think we do, right? Yeah. Alright, let's just try to knock this thing out and get ourselves a decent amount of miracle charge on these people. These people are gross. They're always just, like, covered in stuff. Why do you always have stuff all over you? Listen, we got a lot of commandments, a lot of things we're into, but not so much with the washing rituals. It's kind of your thing. Oh no, my heresy! Don't challenge my heresy. Okay, Isma doing a valiant job there. Well, that's just very embarrassing for that Smite Sword, and 61 damage. Okay. Yeah, Ansi is really powerful. So did Ansi take enough? Or no, it was Isma who took all the damage. And no, Isma is totally cool to do the thing. Also, Wondrous Far Miracle. Awesome. And we got a copy of Challenge Heresy, which is the worst possible outcome. We are absolutely taking the +2 might. Blessed be. Yeah, there's that's the worst ability we could have gotten. That's worse than the ability having stayed what it was, which sucks. CPAC is still not ready to go again, huh? Well... and you can do this, and somebody else, I think, also tries to get more faithful. Ansi will be ecstatic. CPAC will be ecstatic. And then nobody else is close. So it sort of doesn't matter what else we do. Unless we want to put somebody else through the Sunshard thing, but I don't think at this point that we do. Okay, let's get her thing going. Let's go ahead and run Agile Claw over top of 2 of the normal copies of Claw. That Violent tag is a pretty big deal. Critical Claw wouldn't be terrible either. Yeah, and then I guess we just have somebody... We don't need fanatics, we don't need... Yeah, just somebody get happy. Who is... Akola is going to be pretty important. Just put another Proselytize charge on Akola, even though it's not going to matter. I cannot click that. Okay, I guess it was too close to the edge of the screen. So we got to take it easy again while we wait for CPAC to finish recovering. We go do this. Get some Miracle Charge on Akola and Ansi and somebody. CPAC is actually very close to full. 1 spirit off. I wonder if they would let us just use him in the thing. They probably would. So who goes along with these guys well? Isma is only attractive to one of these enemies, so I don't really want to go that way. What are your follow-ups? You follow up on nature? Okay, that's definitely interesting. Yeah, sure. Let's run it this way. Let's keep building that Miracle Charge. At some point, I suppose we could just take a couple of turns off of doing Sacraments. I'm, like, obsessed with continuing to drive the numbers up at all times in all situations. I was about to say, injuries on a Hecatl are a little irrelevant, so I'm glad he got targeted, but then didn't really work out. Did Ansi use the 1 copy of Claw that she has left? Okay, I really wish you weren't challenging Heresy and were instead just smiting these fools. That's another, like, really unfortunate one because there's definitely only 1 copy of Challenge Heresy on Akola's bar. Why did he get to retribute twice? Why was there 2 retribution? Sometimes I feel like we still see people do a thing, and I'm not 100% clear on why. Okay, damage was pretty minor. So we would put Isma back in the thing, and then... Do we actually want to go for this now? I think we could give it a try, at least. Let's see what it looks like. I'm sure that the religion HP values that we're going to see on the last 2 phases are going to be, like, super high. So CPAC's definitely in, and more effective than ever. This is another thing where it doesn't matter at all where people are, right? Yeah, unfortunately, they have a lot of potential follow-ups. We might totally lose to die rolls here. It absolutely could happen. There's not, like, anything we can do about that. So that's a shame. Do we want to run a Nature Disciple in Nay's slot, actually? I'm just thinking, with Wild Envoy giving us a guaranteed extra hit at the beginning of battle, and that extra hit probably being very, very strong, maybe that's... Yeah, maybe we should indeed do that. Isma is only attractive to one of these people, but I really don't want to chance Ansi getting hurt, because I think she's going to be important for for the next round. Yeah, I think I'll run it like this. I guess the part of the point was Nay is very effective, or Nay is ineffective in the future rounds, and so it's safe to use Nay here, and Nay is likely to eat damage. It means we don't get an extra attack right at the beginning of the battle, but that is all we lose, and we have Death Conquers Life on life. Yeah, let's do it like this. The whole point of Nay being here is Nay can absorb damage and keep people fresh for the second and third rounds. Alright, you heard him. Let the blood flow. Alright, so we get to open up with a Rend. I don't know that it's super important that it go on anybody in particular. Yeah, really, the only thing that matters is that the War Reaper hit the person who was hit with the Rend. Okay, that's a pretty good start. Oh, no follow-up. Okay, absolutely fine. Yep, they took all the damage. Great, that's exactly what we wanted. Alright, so CPAC and Maratu are completely fresh for the second round. Let's do it. So we're definitely using them again. And this time it was... Oh no, sorry. CPAC stays out for this round. But we want to run our own... We want to run Ansi and Isma. Two of them are attracted to Isma. I think this makes sense. This doesn't give us a ton of... I mean, Isma can follow up on Ansi. We don't get a ton of other follow-up, which is a shame. We do have some good raw damage, though. And we have Bloodbath triggers, probably, off of Ansi. Every one of Ansi's attacks has a 60% chance to at least give us the roll for this. So we have really great damage against one of them. And they have no... Well, against two of them, I suppose. Yeah, I think this is right. Concussion is... It's probably Isma is the one that we want in front of the concussion ability. I think it hurts us least if Isma is damaged, or if Isma is stunned. Alright, let's see if we can pull this one off. This is a little tougher, and we have to fight a little fairer. Are you serious? You rolled Claw again? She has 4 abilities that are great and 1 ability that is not, and she always rolls the one that is not. Okay. Again with the claw. We're losing to the dice here. Yeah, if she had used any ability other than claw on either of those rounds, we probably would have won, I think. That really sucks. Really sucks that she just, decided we should lose. Okay, well, she's gonna get stronger. We're gonna come back and try it again. Did I only assign one job? I might have only assigned one job. Sometimes I do that. Keep people refreshed. Ansi goes and does this. We should throw a relic in here, right? Charisma doesn't help her at all. Knowledge at least will give her a chance to do defies, so it's a little something. There's no reason we should ever do a miracle that doesn't allow for that doesn't have a thing in its relic slot because of our infinite offerings. And I guess maybe we just chill out, honestly. Well, we could do an easy one. We probably do still have... we could do the easiest one. We do still have some people who could use charge. We'll throw, Isma and Akola in here. I mean, the 8 difficulty repeatables are both on cooldown, so... Even though this isn't going to give us a tremendous amount of miracle progress, it's still fine. It's still better than having them sit and do nothing around the campfire. Actually, does it just give as much miracle progress as the other ones? It kind of looks like it might. You know what? That might be the conclusion I came to yesterday, too. And then I forgot about it already. Okay, well, it's nice to have a couple more miracles. Nice, we got another Wondrous War Raid. So we definitely want to be an Exalted War Priest. I think we want to just take... Like, I don't need Fanatics, and Bloodlust is really easy to get. So we just do this. I don't know, the subscribers are super relevant to either. But this at least gives us, like, if we could keep rolling that, we could at least potentially win the game that way if this last battle turns out to be a real stopping block. Alright, Exalted War Priest Miracle. Good lord, your stats. Look at them. Look at those stats. Chance to use Agile Claw when an enemy uses a divine ability. Or... Is this a joke? Why would you ever not take Swift Judgment? What? That ability seems incredibly good. Okay, it looks like we have a moment here where our good people are still recovering. So let's run some more miracles. Isma would probably appreciate a storyteller miracle. Right? We're all charisma scaling, right? No, cunning, charisma on those things. Actually, it's mostly about cunning, isn't it? We have one charisma ability. Okay, cunning miracle. Never mind. 18 cunning, insufficient. We're gonna need a lot more than that. And the hunting miracle has a relic equipped, yeah. Also, a bat. Hooray for bats. Who doesn't love a bat? But like the rats of the sky, which if most people said it, would sound like a bad thing. I want everybody to understand that I can give you no higher compliment than saying that you are the rat of something. Does the farm miracle still have a relic? No, I bumped its relic for something else. What do we want to put in here? Is it charisma or knowledge? I guess it's knowledge? Right? A Hecatl has no use for charisma. And knowledge at least has some defensive properties. And then Ansi gets to proselytize even more. To be perfectly honest, with Ansi now having that passive, I feel pretty confident we could just go back to that battle and get it right. Are all of the things still on cooldown? No, this one's available again. We could run this with Akola and people. Isma doesn't actually need the miracle charge. Ansi's pretty messed up and could potentially get more messed up, but also could potentially be absolutely terrifying. Do some of this, maybe? We could put CPAC's really good. We could put CPAC in place of Ansi. It doesn't really matter too much, because none of them can get any miracle charge. In fact, the only person on the whole squad who can currently take miracle charge is Akola, right? Because I think Nay has performed 4 miracles. Okay, so we're just doing this for Akola, and that being the case, I think this makes a fair amount of sense. It does make sense to bring a nature disciple as well, though. Yeah, we'll just have it be on. Ansi does so much damage. I know, if she gets hit here, we're gonna have to sit and wait even longer, which is not ideal. But she did so much damage even before she got an extra move on the first turn. Okay, excellent evade. Critical Claw followed by Force. Alright, let me see. Nope, we're not gonna get to see Agile Claw in action. We're never gonna get to see her actually hit somebody with Agile Claw. That's a shame. Okay. Good job taking no damage. Well done, everyone. So, another Wondrous Farm Miracle. Seems like your chances of getting a Wondrous Miracle are really good if you make sure that you're at least happy when you do the miracle. So, Concussion, untyped, but Stun. Stun is pretty powerful. Plus 20% crit chance, but minus 10% accuracy, or plus physical armor and chance to block physical attacks. That's actually really interesting. Do we want to use that? You're super healthy. So when you block a physical attack, you're going to get some rage. That does seem pretty good. And, like, crit chance is cool, but accuracy down really sucks. I'm going to take the toughness. Okay. And we take the Wondrous Hunting Miracle as well. Doing really well. Okay, you gained Seduce, the kind ability. Unfortunate. And then Cunning or Charisma up, we'll take the Cunning. What is Isma's Cunning now? 25. That's pretty okay. That's a pretty alright number. Ansi is still recovering. Well... how are you not happy yet? Alright, let's do one more. Let's get Ansi back to full health and also back to maximum happiness level. We have somebody who's like right on the edge. Yeah, CPAC. CPAC could use another round at the campfire. And then Nay and Maratu are both going to be totally fine. I guess we'll hit Maratu up here because Maratu is going to lose ecstaticness. There's probably an English word for the quality of ecstaticness. It's not quite so clumsy. You know what? I'm not doing a sacrament this turn. We're just gonna wait. Everybody just heal and get faithful, because it's about to get real. Are you still not at 50? I guess you can only have 2 charges of proselytizer. That is a real shame. So then, Ansi can never be ecstatic, and in fact, most characters can never be ecstatic. That seems real crummy. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this again with our little additional boost here. So, Maratu and Nay and Cola. No, not a Cola. What am I thinking? It's CPAC. Yes, Maratu and CPAC and Nay. Let's hope this part goes as well as it did last time. If we get to the point where we're bringing in a new group of initiates, I'm not really sure. I guess we'll retire Maratu and force one of them to be an executioner. Just getting a new executioner going who has a higher starting point. But it will be a little bit of a shame that we have to build up so much. Right, like we've done a lot of work on Maratu. It's a shame we're not seeing a War Reaper. Really would love a War Reaper. You get a follow-up? No follow-up? Okay. Okay, excellent. Hit Nay, and then Nay intercepts this other thing. We can probably still close it up without anybody taking any real damage, right? Ooh, maybe not. Maybe I'm overestimating our damage potential. Almost. Well, the good news is Nay is almost certainly going to absorb the claw attack. That's a shame. Nay is derelict. Oh, the wall buff wore off. Okay, that is a little bit of a shame. CPAC being a little bit lower. But maybe we'll be okay. So you're back in. This is the fight where we want to use a Cola. And... Ansi, is it? I think it's Ansi here. Right, that's what we did last time, and it was pretty good. Cola's the one who stands across from the concussion. Ansi is totally gonna roll one of these 3 Agile Claws a couple of times. Right? We're gonna see that. We could see some violent stuff, like we could get a good Bloodbath follow-up. We have Ecstatic. We have the highest possible chance of follow-ups. We just have to actually have the follow-ups go off is all. And we get our extra first move. Okay, come on. Come on, follow-ups? Follow-ups on the violent ability? No? Nobody? Okay. Alright, Agile Claw twice is great. Merciless Strike was a really bad pull, though. So was Enforce, jeez. Okay, turns out we managed to get enough, managed to get a follow-up roll, and that was all we needed. Akola is so close to that miracle. Okay, so here we want to run... Their typing is really strong. We definitely want to run CPAC this battle. What is your thing in here? Random heavy ancestral damage? Okay. And then Ehekatl? If we did that, what does that look like? Let's say we do Ehekatl, and in the middle slots, that if we get a stun, it stops their Beastwalker. You're gonna War Reaper in the second round, which is a shame. You have Swift Judgment, which I hate. That just says attack on it for some reason. Don't know what that's about. They only have 150 faith, 150 awe, spiritual hit points. So we're only going to get a damage bonus when Maratu uses War Reaper on Keelan. If we bring Ansi to try to take advantage of her incredible damage, we're exposing her to an Executioner who has 5 dark abilities. So we probably don't want to do that. We have some follow-ups, but not amazing follow-ups here. But like we could get some Intimidates off of War Reaper potentially. Yeah, I think this is okay. Ancestral damage isn't doing any bonuses. So I think in the future, next game, we are going to do at least one more game. I want to pay a lot more attention to people who have off-type damage like this, because this can allow us to get damage bonuses in a situation like this, where like I wouldn't want to run a life character, but a character who has a life ability to help deal with the Executioner would actually be pretty cool. I think we're going to try it. Like this. Yeah, our typing is fine. Let's try it. I'm sure we can reproduce those first 2 results. Shouldn't be a problem. Oh, wow. They get to go first. That's probably... Yep, that's us dead. They can't go first. Especially with them getting the free attack at the beginning. So we're going to have to... What was the cunning on everybody there? It's not usually a problem when Maratu's around. Maratu's getting older, though. 14, 10, and 16. So they have more than 16 cunning. Maybe we just have to play Ansi, even though it's really dangerous, because Ansi does a huge amount of damage, has all of the cunning. Yeah, that might be the move. It might be that might be what we have to do. Well, so now we need to wait a little while until people are ready again. The only things of value that we can do at this point are to generate Miracle Charge on Ehekatl and Akola. Yeah, just like anybody. And it looks like just winning a battle is Miracle Charge regardless of what battle it was, so we're gonna do this really easy one. And I guess I'm taking advantage of a bug here, because Ehekatl should not be allowed to go into stuff. Maratu's strength is definitely waning, and it's costing us. Alright, Akola is ready for the final miracle. So we're gonna do a miracle with Akola, and then we're probably gonna send Akola to the Sunshard place, and we're gonna fix that challenge heresy. Okay, you two can do that. So if I remember correctly, the monastery, which we chose the sacrificial shrine instead of the monastery, but the relic we made from the monastery gave permanent plus faith, didn't it? So that would allow you to push people over into the ecstatic threshold. Maybe they need to rebalance these a little bit. It kind of seems like the sacrificial shrine. I mean, maybe we just got the worst possible outcome. But as it stands now, it kind of seems like this sacrificial shrine is total garbage. Right, we're 5 turns off of a new initiate. We could allow Maratu to retire, get a new executioner in here, and try to build them up. That might be the way. And we could also, like, potentially drop Nay. We don't really need a Guardian. We could replace Nay with something that's maybe a little bit more relevant as well. That might be the best way to do it, just, like, kind of kill time for 5 turns. We could try the thing again, obviously, if people recover enough, but I don't see us making progress without making some changes. So who still needs charge? Hecatl still needs charge. Akola will be great. And then whoever, just not Nay. Well, a nature disciple. Yeah. And then maybe it'll be worth sun sharding Ansi again, actually. Just replacing all of the non-Agile Claw abilities with Agile Claw, because it's very good. Yeah, I think they may actually just need to use Ansi in the final battle and try to rush them down. Even though her typing is maybe a little dangerous. Alright, come on, Wondrous Miracle. Alright. Absolutely excellent. And we got a new copy of Judgment to replace that middle thing. Well, that's fine. Plus 25% physical damage or morale armor. I think we're going to have to take the physical damage at this point. So we definitely want Akola to eat one of our remaining sun shards. And then we don't have anything of value for anybody else to do, I guess. Oh, you know what? We should gather Bloodlust. And Muratu can get us some Bloodlust, and somebody else can go and help. Ansi, you seem like you're into Bloodlust. And we're allowed to do the really easy battle again. I think I'm inclined to do that. There's a couple of sun shards left, right? Am I remembering that correctly? There's a relic, there's a sun shard left. Or a sky shard, rather. I guess if we're talking about bringing in a new person, we should probably actually do this. I was kind of disregarding this because I thought we were maybe done recruiting. But if we do you and Ansi and CPAC, maybe? Like, Ancestral is not bad here. We wouldn't want to use a Divine Disciple. Like, you guys have good synergies together and stuff. You don't have any life abilities to follow up on, but aside from that, a lot of really good follow-up potential here. And they only have 120 health. It's certainly not scary, but I think we should be okay. We're going to do a lot of damage here in the opening. Did CPAC say Zutalor? Okay, turns out everybody has something to say. Wow, that's super classy. They all get guaranteed first strikes and kill you before the first round of the battle. Awesome. We didn't even have any like type weaknesses for them or anything there. You just lose. You just show up and lose. Alright, hold on. Hold on a second. I can't even... You know, when the thing is in the you can't visit this state, you should still be able to click on it and look at what the enemy team is. If we got to level 9, we'd be able to... Okay, yeah. Inspiring a Temple of Lust doesn't really do anything for us. So, like, the only thing of value left to do, the only two things of value left to do are get this and get this. And this is significant. We'll be able to do it. We'll be able to attempt it again right before the next Initiate summoning. Nope. Nope. This one. Okay, so what do we want to do with Akola? Do we want to just... I mean, we want to overwrite Challenge Heresy with Smite. Challenge Heresy is terrible. And then... Are we okay having 2 judgments and replacing one of the smites with level 2 smite. Actually, you know what? I can write level 2 smite over a level 1 judgment. That's obviously the right move. That's so good. That's so very good. Oh, crits against targets who also have a weird ability. There are actual extra tags on some of these in addition to the better damage scaling. Or like extra text. I did not notice that. Okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, Judgment ++ has a chance to instantly break an opponent when critical. But also it can only happen once in each battle. So maxed out Judgment's actually interesting, especially if you have a cunning thing going the way we do. And then do we want to? I think I do want to use my other Sun Shard on Ansi right now. And then we could go get the other one and use it on the new Executioner, potentially. And we don't really have anything else terribly pressing for anybody to do. We like figure out who's about to lose their faith, and we can... Okay. Let's refresh one of Isma's proselytized charges, because they're about to fall off. Okay, so what do we want to do? We just want to gain Miracle Charge? Do we actually... Yeah, Ahakadal still can gain Miracle Charge. We'll just burn through this real quick. I'm not too stressed about the purple relic. Some of the relics we have are very good, but I don't know that purple relic is worth going after. I guess I haven't really looked at that challenge in a while. Maybe it wouldn't be so hard for us at this point. Okay, easy enough. A bloodbath in that guy's honor. Pretty much every sacrament being described there. It's coming along, you know, it's getting done eventually. Okay, Ansi, let's top you off. So we definitely want to replace Normal Claw, which is terrible, with Agile Claw. And then do we want to do the same thing with her, where we just leave a Critical Claw on so that we can replace one of the Agile Claws? Or, I guess the question is, do we replace Critical Claw with Agile Claw too? Okay, leveling up Critical Claw doesn't do anything other than increase the damage output. And I mean, like, Critical Claw does do more raw damage, but because it doesn't have the Violent tag, it's not getting the bonus 25% scaling. So even though Agile Claw looks like it does slightly lower damage, that percentage bonus matters a lot. Critical Claw does give us that increased crit chance, but she has so much cunning already. What is her physical crit chance? Only 11%, actually. With all of that cunning. She does have 106% evade? That doesn't seem right. Huh. I'm assuming that there's a functional cap. I'm going to go ahead and overwrite this with Agile Claw. We're just going to guarantee Agile Claw. Guarantee a violent ability. And then it's next round that this thing's available again. Yeah. So this round, what would we do? Let's look at this. How hard is this? If we put in Ancestral People, they'll potentially get manhandled by this dude, but also they'll be very powerful. So use Tune of Life if your religion HP is above 50% after the first turn. We do not see Tune of Life. Performance when another ally crits. I would like to get one of these singers. We have not had a chance to use one of these guys. So this doesn't look that bad, really. The question mostly is, like, would our ancestral disciples be too much of a liability due to the presence of the one divine disciple? Because if not, like, Sipak and Ahakadal together could do some real work here, as we don't want to try this right now anyway. We certainly wouldn't want to do anything that would slow down CPAC's recovery. So we just do this thing with Ehekatl in. Just keep doing stuff that will gain us. And if we're running these two, we should probably run Maratu. Yeah, just keep doing stuff that will gain us Miracle Charge, because it's the only resource left that matters at all. Look at that, Ehekatl now leading the charge. Okay, I don't really care which one of you gets rended, so that's fine. Okay, we get a bonus War Reaper here. Smite Plus doing 92 damage. Turns out typing, very important. Like really, really important. It's gonna be a while before Akola is anywhere near that 5th miracle. But Ehekatl is definitely going to be doing a war raid. Okay, so next turn we get new initiates. It would be great if we could pull this off before then. The game's going to let us use CPAC even though we're not supposed to. So like, guaranteed extra move on your first turn. Extra move on your first turn if there's a Nature Disciple on your side, and guaranteed extra move. So we don't have any way of preventing that thing from happening. We could run Nay to try to absorb the claw attacks, but running Nay definitely puts us in a dangerous place with all of this ancestral damage. Ansi at least has the chance to evade. If we put Ansi in here, it probably involves Ansi in getting lucky with evades, right? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and think about this over the weekend. Sorry to leave you all in suspense here, but that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time on Monday to see if we can indeed wrap this game up, and then if we do, we'll just go ahead and start the next game right there in that episode. So we'll see you then. Thank you for watching. I forgot how my outro goes. Bye, everybody.